Okay, yep. Next one is called Wantifadril. Oh, hey. I'm on the phone with the drug company. I'll be with you in just a few seconds. Okay. Okay, alright. Next one is Bitufina. No? Okay. I think you'll like this next one. It's called Scantophyterum. Well, think about that. I think that one has potential. You know, if maybe someone gets like a new kind of disease, you might want to consider that one. Next one, Zigbernest. No? All right. Okay, I got one last one. It's Flippin' Tokerty. All right. Okay, Cheryl. All right. Well, thanks. I'll be back. I'll be back with you pretty soon. In the next few days, you got to give me a couple days to think of some more. Okay. Bye. Well, I said that I do a lot of different jobs. One of the jobs I do is I create names for drugs. So when you watch drug commercials, you probably wondering where they get these names, and it's most of them are coming from me. I think of probably about 75% of them, because I just have a natural talent for thinking of good drug names. And the ones that we don't use for drugs, what we do is we give them to the Humane Society, and they name the cats and dogs that are there up for adoption. So the local Humane Society here has a lot of cats and dogs with my tossed out drug names. So at least they're being used somewhere, because that's the thing that you hate to see the most, is your ideas being wasted. You don't want to throw pearls to swine. So at least my hard effort of naming these drugs is paying off, and someone has a unique name for their pet somewhere, most likely. I mean, Wantifadril is gonna. I think that would be a really fantastic name for a poodle, perhaps. So, well, I wanted to make another video. I still have not done my 3 key videos for the website. The short ones that you're going to see on the different pages where I do the introductions. I state what the website's all about. I'm kind of procrastinating on that. No, not kind of. I think what I have to do is I just need to book 2 hours after I'm done with this video. I'm doing this as practice right here so I can do the next ones. And what I'm going to have to do is just do them over and over and over again, and then make notes. And I probably will do a cheat sheet over here somewhere that I can kind of look at the keywords so I don't forget. Because when I'm doing this, I can screw up. And actually, if I can screw up and point out my screw up, it's actually helpful, because then if I get all screwed up and twisted, tangled in knots here, then I feel like I have to start over again. I've edited one of these once before where I spliced them together, but the problem with this kind of evolution is you forget how to do things very quickly. So if you don't do a task on the computer for a few months, then by the time you have to do it again, it's like starting all over again. So all these kind of worldly things we have to do are pretty difficult. So, if you repeat them often enough, then you get them kind of in mind. I was messing around with the computer a few hours, creating some masters of some songs that I just did. I have a couple songs that I'm going to be putting on the website. One is called I Remember, which I finally got around to doing the vocals for. I have another one called Stings Like a Bee, which is the key of C sharp, which is the key that bees buzz in, and that's a really cool tune. I'm really happy with that one as well. So good music on the website. I hope that people actually click on the audio and listen to the songs that I'm making, because it's a big part of, I think, the transformation of the world is music. Undoubtedly, probably the most pure expression we have, the closest reflection we have to divinity, I think, is music. I think it stirs the soul more than anything else. So I'm happy to have the gift of music. I'm happy to be actually manifesting lots of songs now, and I got like a long list of things that I've had to do over the years, and I just never got to them, and they're going to need to be produced better than I'm doing now, but I'm doing pretty good work. I can do one of these here. So we have snow today. That's where I got this big coat on, and I got some tea because it's pretty chilly. And we can talk about some salvation-related things. And one of them, one metaphor that I wanted to use was the idea of a train, and how humanity is basically moving on a train track. And the thing is, there's no engineer inside the engine of the train, right? That's the guy that drives the train. I think the first car is called the engine. So there's no engineer anymore. So we're kind of on the same track that we've been on for a very long time. Maybe we've made like slight course corrections here. We've gotten on other tracks. I mean, we definitely have. And we're doing that all the time, making slight course corrections. But we're still in a landscape that is not favorable to our being. We're still following a course that we really don't want to be on right now. And we can make a dramatic shift in the direction that the train goes because we can be the engineer. We can step into the driver's seat and decide to shift the train in an entirely different direction. So humanity is basically, if you think of like humanity is like on stationary bikes inside the train cars, and they're powering the wheels of the train, right? So they're providing the momentum, and they'll provide the momentum for the engine regardless of where the engine wants to go. Now, the people that are closest to the engine in terms of charting the course are still kind of the old guard, or still of the old mentality, the oldie von moldy kind of mind. And so that is still steering humanity in a bad direction right now. But because they're not at the first car, because the first car is just kind of wavering, where's it going to go? And if you've ever looked at like a tractor trailer, you got those two wheels in the very front of the truck, right? And you have maybe sometimes as many 20 or 30 wheels if you have a couple trailers. I don't know how many wheels. A lot of wheels behind those front two wheels, which are oftentimes the smallest, the least weight bearing of all the wheels. But they determine the course, or just like a little rudder on a boat. A little rudder can dramatically shift where the boat goes. So a slight change in course can make a huge, huge difference for humanity. And it's really up to us now to say, okay, well, the engine is empty right now of an engineer. And we can jump in and we can decide that we're going to be the engineers of this train and decide which direction it takes. Now, the determining factor really is the solidarity of the ones who are closest to the engineering role. And if there is greater solidarity amongst deluded people who are basically carrying out the scumbaggian regime, it doesn't matter in terms of power, they still are going to be the ones dictating the course of humanity to a large degree. But because we see that this is the case now, we can actually get in that role and we can move things in another direction. So again, most of humanity is just providing the power. They're just providing the direction of the train. All they're doing is providing forward momentum. So they will follow. They will follow the engine, and they'll happily follow the engine if they start to look out the windows and they start to notice that the train's getting different. The train's getting better. You've got some nice aromas coming inside the train, that kind of thing. So we really have this opportunity now, and we will continue to have this opportunity for who knows how long. The important thing to remember, however, is that we are in a state of constant urgency because every day there are atrocities that occur somewhere. I mean, every moment, every second you see ticking on this clock right here is possibly someone else just got their face smashed in or something, or broke a leg, which I did during the summer. I mean, you got 7.4 billion people, there's shit going on, bad shit going on, pretty much every moment of every day. So we do have a sense of urgency. So any kind of lackadaisicality about changing the direction needs to go. We need to understand that this is an urgent situation. That's why I say the people that want relief are going to be the most integral to salvation, not the mental masturbators out there. The ones who really, really desire it, really, really want relief are the most important ones, not the theoreticians. Okay.